Okay, today's topic is plant nutrients and fertilizers. So what are the nutrients that plants need to grow? The three primary nutrients plants need to grow are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Some secondary nutrients would be calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and then some micronutrients include iron and manganese, boron, copper, etc. So how does the plant uptake the nutrients? Through the soil, the plants take it up through the roots from the cation exchange, where the root hairs kind of pump hydrogen ions into the soil, and then the nutrients the little cation exchange will bring it into the plant. So the nutrients need to move from the surface of the soil to the plant roots for them to uptake it through the roots. Plants also uptake nutrients through the air. And that consists mainly of oxygen and nitrogen through the air, through the leaves. So what is a fertilizer? Well, fertilizer is either natural or synthetic. It just is applied right to the soil, and it helps give them all the nutrients that they need for growth. So what is the difference between natural and synthetic fertilizer? Well, in a nutshell, the organic fertilizers feed the soil and synthetic fertilizers feed the plant directly. It goes right into the plant roots and it's like available for immediate uptake. Compost is the natural fertilizer. So you can get that through kitchen scraps or yard scraps, or like if you have a worm composter, worm castings. So banana peels are high in potassium. So if there's a potassium deficiency, you can throw some banana peels or fruit rinds in your compost pile to help that. Coffee grounds are good for acid-loving plants like tomatoes and blueberries. Eggshells have calcium that helps fend off blossom end rot on tomatoes. And cat and dog food actually contain proteins and micronutrients. So that's kind of good to throw in your compost too. Yard scraps, weeds, grass clipping, leaves are all high in nitrogen. Composted and aged manure from chicken, cattle, and horses. Worm castings or worm tea is really, really good for the soil. And human urine actually is high in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So when I would visit my mother-in-law, she lived on a lake, and she used to, they fished a lot, so they would take their fish bones and she would throw it in the compost pile, and they only had one bathroom, so whenever there was a large group of people, she had all the guys pee in the side of the garage between the fence on her compost pile, and she had just like some of the best compost, and her plants were just like took off. She had some flowers like by the fence, and they were just did fantastic. So it works. So, okay, let's go down to, so synthetic fertilizers, like I said, they act immediately, where organic fertilizers, they need to break down a little bit, and all the microbes need to like do their work and break it all down, so it's not available immediately. So if you do have a plant deficiency, adding a synthetic one is the quickest way to solve the problem. So here's some plant deficiencies. It's a little guide. Calcium, the new leaves are misshapen or stunted. Nitrogen, the upper leaves are light green, where the lower leaves are yellow and shriveled. And so we'll go through some of these. So if it was iron chlorosis, so that's the the leaves are yellow and then they have the small green veins. That's iron chlorosis, and that's usually caused by your pH in the soil being too high, because iron is not available in high pH soils. So you would need to make it, you can add ferrous sulfite or iron shallots to the soil. I've even seen online where people put like metal in the soil. So I don't know about that, but you want to make the soil more acidic, basically, so that the iron can, so you can get that available to the plant. And it's a calcium deficiency. It's like stunted growth and like curling of the edges. That's a calcium, and adding eggshells to your compost is a good way to get them calcium. And then nitrogen is the lower leaves turn yellow and fall off. So you just want to add a good compost or fertilizer for that. And that's it for today.